Lando, you've got me here in one piece at the G-Infinity Arena, and what a show we have in store for everyone, because tonight we will be crowning the New Balance F1 Esports Pro Series champion in the last event of the 2018 season. Lando, I've got to say, the Drivers' Championship is definitely still up for grabs, isn't it?
It is. I think over the last few races, everyone's been trying to get their win, but Brendan's been able to hold everyone off and extend his championship lead. So hopefully tonight, in the next few races, we're able to see some more action and someone else try and win.
Listen, let's bring you guys up to speed because we had two races last night. So we'll start with the first in Hockenheim in Germany, and I'll pass over right now to Jack Nicholls and Davide Vasecki.
All five lights are on, and we're racing in Germany. Sally Sautunk in the Sauber, getting a good start from pole position. Jonny Tormela right with him. Third is Patrick Holzman. Brendan Lee, championship leader, only fourth on the grid, but he manages to hold that fourth place off the line. His teammate Daniel Berejnay in the Mercedes is under pressure from Fabrizio Donoso, covers the inside, but Brendan Lee then holds on in fourth spot, and soon he's going to be trying to overtake Patrick Holzman for third. Here we are on board with Brendan Lee into the Sachs curve and the stadium section, but a good start from Sally Sautunk. Brendan Lee now will try and fight his way up the order, Davide.
Seems that he's getting closer. Little mistake. He just didn't control the rear at the exit of that corner.
Great battle here. Sven Zerner in fourth place, trying to fight it out with Graham Carroll in third, but the race leaders have made their pit stop. Now Sven Zerner comes into the pit lane and gets onto the brakes. Oh, he goes for the overtake into the pit lane, and Graham Carroll's been caught speeding in the pit lane, so Zerner got it slowed down. Graham Carroll didn't, and that will be a stop-and-go penalty for the Scot. Now we're on board with Brendan Lee. All the pit stops have cycled through. He's in third place, right behind Jonny Tormela in the Red Bull.
And maybe he can have a chance, because now DRS open, and this is main straight, completely flat out, a bit cornering on the left. Yeah, he's getting the position. The next break will be on the right, the next corner. So, yeah, he did it. He is for the second position. Now, podium for him.
Sally Sautunk continues to lead the way for the Sauber team, but Brendan Lee, championship leader, up into second spot. This is Alvaro Caraton, sixth place for him at the moment, trying to tag Daniel Berejnay in the other Mercedes as they come up towards the hairpin. A little bit too far back maybe at the moment, and won't be lunging away from... Oh, here he comes!
Oh, he did it! Hey, he went for it. Seems that he was a bit late, but he had a wonderful break. Very well done. Caraton, that is performing so well today.
And here is the race leader, Sally Sautunk, and Tormela and Lee are side by side as they come into the hairpin, and Lee is just about in front. Jonny Tormela was ahead for a split second, but Brendan Lee holding on to second place on the final lap. Not really any overtaking opportunities left.
No, you're right. Not easy to try the attack here, just at the exit of this corner, because then you enter in the motordrome. It seems that Brendan Lee can be saved for his second position.
But here is Sally Sautunk. What a wonderful drive from him. He started on pole position, and he's just got a couple more corners to negotiate before he takes victory in the F1 Esports Pro Series. Through the final corner comes Sally Sautunk to win in Germany, and look how much that means to him.
Extremely important, fantastic race. He's just dominated the race here in Hockenheim.
And we're racing in Singapore. Good start from Enzo Benito on pole position in the McLaren, down towards turn one. Brendan Lee up the inside, not quite close enough to do anything about it, but a really impressive qualifying performance from the McLaren driver Benito, the Italian, of course, to be on pole position, but it's going to be tough for him to hold off Brendan Lee.
Up it wide, probably mistake for Enzo Benito. Give the chance to Brendan Lee to open the DRS. No, he doesn't have the DRS here, but look, he used the stream, and now on the outside, yes, he did it. Wow. Fantastic move.
Great move around the outside. Brendan Lee into the lead. Benito drops to second. Alvaro Caraton third. Marcel Kiva fourth. Martin Stefanko in fifth. Daniel Berejnay down in eighth place after a rainy qualifying session. As we go on board now with Enzo Benito out onto the little back straight. Oh, over a little bit of debris there, and he's got a puncture. Benito's got a puncture from, look like some Force India debris. He'd been performing so well, Benito, but surely that's his race over.
Oh, stop the car, stop the car.
Oh. And that's it. Enzo Benito in the barriers. And there is Alvaro Caraton. So Caraton pits first, and and manages to get the undercut and is now in front of Brendan Lee and in the net lead of the race. Great work from the Spanish driver for Williams. But this is Brendan Lee now behind the Williams driver. Great performance from Caraton.
Yeah, you're right, because he did the undercut. He was very, very competitive and he took the theoretical leadership. But look, now with the ultra soft, I think it would be hard to maintain behind Brendan Lee. Some laps less on the new tires, and look, he's already trying to attack. Not easy to have the attack here because very 90 degrees corner, but look at that exit. He's just there. Woohoo!
Lee up the inside, wheel to wheel. What a place to make the move. Brendan Lee into the net lead of the race in Singapore, and that moves him back into championship winning position.
But look, Beresney.
Here comes Beresney. He's got up into 4th place on the final lap around the outside of Martin Stefanko, and Daniel Beresney up into 4th, and that's enough to keep the championship alive going into the final 2 races. Just about. Beresney hanging on there by the skin of his teeth. He's the man in the bottom right, the tall Hungarian from Budapest. Bottom left is Brendan Lee. Still the race leader now, 3.8 seconds ahead of Alvaro Caraton, and Lee is going to be coming across the line to take victory before too long as they come over the bridge. And here comes Brendan Lee through the final corner. He takes victory in Singapore. Doesn't quite wrap up the championship yet, though. Alvaro Caraton, a brilliant drive to second. And look at Daniel Beresney's reaction in the bottom right. He finishes in 4th place.
A very dominating performance in both races in round 7 of Hockenheim and round 8 in Singapore from Brendan Lee, finishing 2nd in Germany and finishing 1st in Singapore. And as Jack Nicholls alluded to there, he hasn't wrapped up the Drivers' Championship yet, but he's very, very close. Does this put no pressure on Brendan? He just needs to sort of like be about 25% off his normal best, and he knows he can still probably potentially get points.
He could do, knowing it's only a couple points away pretty much. I'm pretty sure, he'll be going for the win, risking all that he wants, because he's got nothing to lose.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your comments, Lando, Jodin. Let's throw up to our commentating team, Jack Nicholls and Davide Visacchi.
Thank you very much, Tom. Yes, we are about set then for our first live race of the evening at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. A new built circuit, Davide, but a really cool track.
Yeah, it would be interesting to check it out because there is a really long straight and will be fantastic to understand if there will be some attack. And then the first corner, very uphill corner, and here the straight will be easy to try the overtake, not easy to defend the position. 90 degrees corner just at the end of the straight.
This is how the drivers will line up. Pole position, it's Brendan Lee. Frederick Rasmussen alongside him on the front row of the grid. Daniel Beresney and Patrick Holtzman completing the Mercedes Toro Rosso sequence at the front. Here we go then, about to go racing again in the F1 Esports Series. Brendan Lee on pole position, all 5 lights are on. And we're racing in Austin. Good initial getaway from Frederick Rasmussen. Can you get the inside line? Wow! What a chop across there from Brendan Lee. Beresney tries to do the same. They've had a little bit of a Michael Schumacher discussion going into this one, but Patrick Holtzman has managed to get past Daniel Beresney and up into 3rd position then. So Lee leads, Rasmussen 2nd, Holtzman 3rd, Beresney down to 4th. 5th is Marcel Kiefer, then it's Stefanko, Caraton, Tormala, Sautunk and now Karinen, the top 10. And is this going to be an orchestrated move from the Toro Rosso guys for 2nd place?
Not now.
Little look to the inside, and I don't think Holtzman is going to fight that. Up the inside goes Holtzman. Rasmussen drops down to 3rd. Is that going to give Daniel Beresney an opportunity? Yes, it is. The Mercedes driver right out behind pulls out. He might be able to get both of them here. This might be a 1-2 for Mercedes by the end of the straight. Slots through the middle of the Toro Rossos, and they almost come together on the brakes. Somehow Patrick Holtzman holds on to 2nd place. Fantastic racing. Sven Zerner decides to join the party. 3 wide coming into turn 11. Are they all going to see each other?
On the inside.
Yes, Zerner on the inside. Who isn't going to get DRS here, though? One of them isn't going to get DRS. They pop the rear wing open now. It's Sally Sautunk in the Sauber. He's going to get swamped. Everybody else behind him has got the track reduction system open.
Tuner on the inside. Check it out. Yes, he made it. Maybe he's going to miss the corner. But no, just wonderful. Wow. Wow, was not easy to manage. Like,
Oh, there goes it's the Williams. Caraton trying to force his way back past Cerner in the Renault. A little bit more contact between them. Look to the left because there comes Sally Sautunk. Back up the inside of two drivers. Sven Cerner in 5th, Sautunk 6th. Not for long because there goes Caraton. Back pass. It's like watching Formula 4. This all the way around the outside. Goes the Sauber. Oh, a little bit of nudge into the back, and that'll cost Caraton front wing damage, front end grid. And that'll be, and you can see his front left end plate is gone off that front wing. And this is Sally Sautunk in 5th place, right up.
He's going to try.
Behind Sven Cerner in the Renault. Looks to the outside. That'll be a brave one if he gets that one stopped. All the way around the outside. Can't quite do it. Has a little nose towards the inside. Oh, he's too far back. No. Sautunk forces his way through. Up the inside. Really strong move. The Renault's still there. The Renault goes in deep.
Did you saw it, Chris?
I saw it. Don't worry, I'm watching as well. Yes, Sally Sautunk up into 5th place. The reigning champion comes back and destroys the field. Brendan Lee, back-to-back F1 Esports Pro Series champion. Superb performance from Brendan Lee, a 2-time champion with victory in the USA. Daniel Beresnay across the line in 2nd place. There is his team on the bottom right there for Mercedes. Harry Jacks there on the left-hand side. There's more action to come here. A huge congratulations. Undefeated in the F1 Esports Pro Series. He's already in the game, so there he is on the top step. But a huge well done and a huge round of applause for the 2018 F1 Esports Pro Series champion, Brendan Lee.
We saw a cheeky little smile there. Congratulations, you are unofficially the champion. Where is your head at right now?
I can't really say where my head at because I don't know where it is, to be honest. I'm just so overwhelmed by emotion. I just want to say thank you to the team. So much hard work behind the scenes. My teammate right next to me, and we've been putting so many hours in practice to make this possible.
How stressful were those last few laps? You had to stay concentrated, stay focused. Where were you in those last few moments?
I think those last few laps I was just enjoying it. Those moments you maybe never get again in your life. So I spent those last laps enjoying it and just not relaxing because you can never relax, but just driving with myself and just enjoying the moment.
Well, enjoy the moment. We've got more to come. Our official champion, Brendan Lee. Back to you, Tom.
It's not easy to say that, the unofficial, but we're waiting on confirmation. But Lando, I mean, he talks so eloquently, even though he's just won in his eyes. He's media trained, he's ready. Maybe a life in the F1 at some point for Brendan.
Possibly, you never know. Yeah, I think, yeah, you know, he's done a very good job. Mercedes have done well with who they've chosen. And like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of hours which have gone into it, but it's all paid off. So, yeah, double world champion. Yeah. Not too bad.
Not bad to put on your Wikipedia page. Listen, gentlemen, obviously with Daniel Beresnay, maybe just a bit too much of a tall order for him, would you say? Or was it just Brendan just showing he's consistent, the dedication's there with the hours he puts into this game and being the best driver?
He's just a bit good, isn't he? It's just relentless every time he's at the front. And like I said before, if not winning, he's 2nd or 3rd and challenging for the win every time. To be honest, I think Daniel did as best as he could. He was 2nd, and if anything happened to Brendan, then he would have picked up the pieces. But there was no stopping him. That was the end.
We're going to be racing on this Abu Dhabi circuit, the real final race of the Formula 1 season. Here's a look at it. As ever, split into 3 sectors. Again, good for overtaking on those long DRS zones into the little chicanes.
Yeah, you're right. And then chicane in the middle, and so they prepare the driver, the attack for the next long straight, and then very hard brake. So it will be interesting, the 2nd sector for the overtakes.
This is how the grid will line up. Pole position for Frederick Rasmussen then, and he is just in front of Brendan Lee by a 1/10 of a second. Daniel Beresnay in 3rd in the other Mercedes, ahead of Alain van der Waal, who did a good job for the Sauber team to qualify in 4th. And we're racing in Abu Dhabi. Who's going to get the best start? A lot of wheel spin, and here comes Brendan Lee up the inside for Mercedes, and he's into the lead of the race, surely. Yes, Rasmussen goes out very wide and holds the lead of the race. That might be a little finger wag for Brendan Lee there. Beresnay in 3rd, Alain van der Waal in 4th, 5th for Jonny Tormela, 6th for Bono Quis, and look at that, he's giving the place back there, Frederick Rasmussen. He knew that wasn't particularly great, so he has handed back the race lead to Brendan Lee. Whoa, the door's closed, Daniel. Oh, he's found the room. Great little dummy, but can't quite get the job done there. He was determined to get the inside line, wasn't he?
Yeah, he tried twice or 3 times, but I think that
off is Marcel Kiefer, and off is Patrick Holtzman. He's out of the race for Toro Rosso. A big collision further back there, and Sven Zerner was caught up in that too. Martin Stefanko, I think, has got involved as well. All sorts of chaos, and that was coming out down into, I think, turn 11. And this, meanwhile, is Daniel Beresnay still in 3rd place. Holtzman definitely out of the race.
very well done from Brandon Lee, because he chose the line in the chicane.
Oh! Out of nowhere, Frederick Rasmussen up the inside, and he gets in front of Brendan Lee. Does he? No. Lee holds the inside for the next 2 right-handers. Rasmussen goes all the way around the outside. Can he get that job done? No. Pushed out wide. Still got the inside line, and he's in front. But does Brendan Lee get back to the inside?
Penalty.
Yes. So Lee back in front. Rasmussen gave that place back. That move came out of nowhere.
He has to stay calm because he's on the outside.
Oh, and he's got the outside, and now he'll have the inside for turn 1. Brendan Lee comes across, closes the door a little on the Toro Rosso driver, tries to go around the outside in turn 1. More wheel banging between the 2 of them, and Rasmussen has the lead at the moment. All this is allowing Daniel Beresnay to come and join the fight, but for now, Frederick Rasmussen into the lead of the race. Side by side, and he's got it done again. Beresnay, Brendan Lee is pushed out wide, but he's still going to be in front, and he's been given a 3-second time penalty. Lee gets a time penalty for exceeding track limits, and now the 2 Mercedes are nose to tail, and Beresnay's going to try and take them both up the inside. 3 wide for the lead, and Daniel Beresnay is in front.
Yes! What a move! He was just very clever, but now he still has to defend.
So Brendan Lee has already wrapped up the Drivers' Championship. Mercedes are going to wrap up the Teams' Championship with victory for Daniel Beresnay in the final race of 2018. Wonderful drive, wonderful race, wonderful victory for the Hungarian. Bono Kuis across the line in 2nd. Superb performance from him. Frederick Rasmussen in 3rd across the line, with Benito 4th. That penalty for Brendan Lee sees him drop down to 5th position.
We can now announce the winner, who's going to come down on behalf of this team. We're going to welcome Christian Dixon, team lead of Mercedes.
Congratulations. Well done. Well done.
Christian, I've got to ask you, congratulations, Constructors' Championship. What's the secret to your success, and what does it mean to you to win this?
An awful lot of hard work has gone into it, and really just seeing that recognised in the results, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and a fantastic pick in the draft with Daniel Beresnay. We saw him just win Abu Dhabi there. Some people were like, Daniel Beresnay, can he match Brendan Lee? But he's more than equal a challenger for maybe next year.
Oh no, totally. And we've known a lot about Brendan, obviously from the success last year, but to see Daniel come through from the pro draft has been amazing. That true bedroom to podium story.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Constructors' Champions. It is Mercedes. It's time to welcome the Drivers' Champion of 2018. It's Brendan Lee.
Good job, mate, man. Good job.
Well done, man. Take that trophy. Brendan, what does it feel 2 years in a row, sir?
Feels sensational, First year was special, this is sensational.
Oh, well, listen, you've nailed it there. Listen, Brendan, congratulations. Brendan Lee is the 2018 New Balance F1 Esports Pro Series champion.
Winning race 1 and the winning race 2 for the reigning champion, Brendan Lee.
Can anyone beat him? He seems unstoppable.